Hi, Divine Feminine. Oh, today is, uh, I guess yesterday was a little bit more crazier with the energies, but I guess the thing that's going around is out with the old, in with the new, right? Okay, so I've been feeling this. I've been feeling this like karmic release, the karmic baggage, bondage, and I don't, I'm, guess as Divine Feminine, you're taking it on for the masculine. At least this is how it's coming through for me. And it's not just taking it on. I guess there's a okay, so things are changing, things are shifting. Union is on its way. So Divine Feminine. If if you have been, I don't want to say stagnant in your physicality, but stagnant more in I guess maybe stagnant with the actions. Here, 44 strength. Okay, here we go. As Divine Feminines, we're being, this process has strengthened us. Okay, but we are realizing, or we are going to be pushed to realize, like full blown, how strong we truly are. So if we have not chosen to already stand in that strength, like you wake up every day and you decide to walk as your guided lioness every single day, there will be no need for the universe to push. I don't want to say disaster because I'm not trying to scare anybody. Okay. This is why it's really important to listen to your guidance. Because divine, we are like at the end of the rope as right now. We're like at the end of the rope. Whatever loose ends that are need to be tied are being tied. And you are going to either listen to your guidance and just naturally do what you're being guided to do and go and tie those knots and be a part of the team, or your ass is going to get kicked into gear by disasters near. Okay, so this isn't to scare anybody, it's just like as divine feminines, you already know how strong you are. Okay, you should already be understanding your, I always say your positioning, but your ability to manifest. Okay, so when you really think about disaster, if you're truly standing in the strength of God, does like you laugh in the face of disaster because you have the ability to manifest so quickly that there is no disaster because you'll clean that shit up in an instant. So this is like really where we're being asked to be, is in our all in all almighty strength. Okay, a lot of the old is being released, meaning changes are on the horizon in your physical world. And whether that's a job, and listen, if you've been like, and this is where I'm saying disaster may occur, okay? So don't be afraid. But if you're a divine feminine and you know that God has been pouring it on your heart to make a career move, or that you have been given messages to do your mission work and you haven't you haven't went forward with it because you're too busy doing everything else in the physical world, which isn't a bad thing. Okay, that's not a bad thing. It's like it's not bad to be responsible because our whole lives we've been programmed to like be responsible, like do like in this program of going to work, coming home, cleaning your house, doing the dishes, blah blah blah, softball practice, blah 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 blah, right? And it's not bad to do these things, but that's not the spiritual walk in which you have been sent here to walk. Um, and if divine feminines, you're on this path and you understand that you are to be of service in some type of way, um, and haven't really put it into a plan of action of how you're, or just doing it. You know, you don't even have to sit here and organize too much. Michael's an organizer though. And it, so I guess organizing your spiritual mission with your physical world is getting harder. Okay, this is going to be getting harder because remember, the two, it's all shifting to where the physicality has no relevance too much anymore. So it's really important to build that foundation on your mission work, divine your divine job, your divine duty, okay? Because like as divine feminines, I guess we do have jobs, but they're in the kingdom, they're not here. And so as we have grown and developed, we have, it's like an internship into our duties, like in the kingdom, you know? But now we're at the point of no more internship. This is your job now. This is your responsibility. This is what you've been called to do. This is what your whole awakening was for. So you can internalize through your internship and then use what was gained and give it now to the community or the people or however you want to say it. So when I speak of disaster, if you lose a job, always know divine timing, divine order is always at play. Okay, so that's the only type of disaster that I'm really talking about. Or any type of legalities too. Okay, maybe coming up, breakups, things like I said, the olds being, you do not have a choice. And my last video, I said ascension, there's only one way to go, is up. The universe will kick your ass if you are not waking up in your divine essence every single day, divine feminine essence every single day, carrying that mind frame, exerting that type of energetic flow, and manifesting and co-creating. Divine imagery that goes with the strength card, please. Okay. All right, the Shadow Queen. I already knew I was going to talk about that too. Okay, the Arrow Master. I'm going to leave it at 2. Okay. As the old is being released and the new is coming in, we are to enter our shadows. All right. So what I'm and it, like I did say that the divine masculine, we are helping them as far as their shadow work, but you have to remember we are a mirror, so their shadows are our shadows. And there's some type of, what's the right word usage to use on this? I'm trying to make sure that okay, so you have so if divine masculines work with, like, say their karma has a lot to do with addiction, okay? But you're a divine feminine and you're over here and you're like, I don't have any addiction problems. Well, you know, and you're really thinking that, you will have to understand their addiction, shadow side of things may come from you having an abandonment side of things, because we are mirrors. So if you are over here like, well, twin, my twin has addictions, and I have been brought in this. Okay, so they're working on their stuff. They have addictions, all this stuff. I'm good. I've done my work. Okay, well, a lot of times, if you are connected to a counterpart that has addiction, and you find yourself not having that any addiction problems, you are probably do have abandonment problems. A lot of addictions or addicts come from some type of abandonment issues. So although you may never have projected your issues through use of alcohol or drugs or sex or whatever the addiction may be, you still have what the root of that shadow side of your divine masculine. So if you have yet to work on the root on your side, it's not balancing out. Okay, it's not allowing this balance to come through. Okay, so I know I've already been told I'm I'm working on a lot of shadow work on my own, but that's kind of where I'm geared to go in my mission now. My mission work is geared to really, really dive deep in the understanding of what it is to I guess walk in the dark, walk in, if you want to call it, the underworld, or and it's not like, because shadow work is something you've done, like, I've already done this through experience, through my, unfortunately, how I had to understand my shadow side. I actually had to live and experience it, thankfully, through the blood of Jesus Christ, I can go into somebody's being, um, and then I understand what's there that is your shadows, and I can help you understand what routes you may want to go, or the messages that I'm guided to give to show you, to enlighten your path a little bit for you. That's it. I don't have to go back to the experience. I've already done it. I just use through experience and through not just intuition, because I don't want to call it really intuitive. It's really spirit. As far as the shadow work goes, I can't use my intuition, so to say, to tell you the things that you've been through during your childhood. That's more the Holy Spirit when I can do things like that. Because I don't want to sit, and it is intuition and empathy and all that, but it's still the Holy Spirit guiding and directing um into like your past lives and childhood traumas and things that you hold on to, that sometimes you are so unaware of this. A lot of people don't even realize that they have abandonment issues, or any type of issues for that matter. And it's like they know it, but they don't want to do the work. They have no yearn to do the work, and that's where we differ as light beings, because we want to do the work, but that's the call. We heard the call. The everything needs the planet, humanity, the kings of kings. It's just the divine. It's just needed at this exact moment in time. The arrow master, hitting the mark, intention, detachment. I feel like this is going to go back into the strength card as far as setting our intentions as divine feminine, as co-creators. Instant results are available to you if you have built up your trust and faith, and this is the road that we are supposed to see. Okay, what powerful beings we truly are through God's grace. We have to understand with faith that the arrow master, We hit the mark every single time, Divine Feminine. Every single time. So if you see the universe kind of bringing up things like if you were to lose a job, but you already knew that you were supposed to quit like a month ago, and they told you that for the last 6 months, and so don't be surprised. And then it's a test. You're not supposed to start crying and freaking out. What am I supposed to do? Blah 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 blah. Blah. You're supposed to grab your strength and grab your arrow and grab your intention and aim it, and automatically you have it. So the universe will be testing divine feminines to make sure that we're walking the talk, ladies. This is what's coming, okay? Um, that we're walking the talk, that we're walking our call, that we're not did we just hear the call, but now we're acting and following the direction of the said call, you know? Which is crazy because once again a cardinal flew right past my face when I was going at work to check the mail. So that direction once again. Um, and I am personally going right now to like a healing session. It's a lady down the street. I did Reiki only one time, but I did it over like YouTube, a woman over YouTube. And yes, it worked, but it wasn't where I was in the same room with the woman. And today, because of these energies and because of I was just feeling a lot. I was just feeling a lot. I'm trying to take my strength. Okay, so I understand the energies are getting a little crazy. I understand that I need to do some chakra work, that I need to help the divine help me. And that's the point. We are the divine always has our backs, but they can't walk for you. You know, they can guide you. They can't walk for you. They can't do it for us. We need to grab our goddess strength every single day, get up, and understand that we have the ability, like, if, and then you think about the shadows that we have overcame, okay? The shadows that we have conquered. You have conquered your own demons. Now you're about to go help the rest of the world conquer theirs too, so we can all go home. You're gonna be the arrow master, hitting your mark every time with your intentions. You're gonna prove by example that you are a sent being, a daughter of the king, and you're gonna show who you're meant to, that they also have the same ability to do that with work, with listening ears of the divine and of their guides. And then the keeper of scales, divine feminine, we're always here to bring things back to balance. Okay, and so we have to remember the strength that comes from our shadows, and like what conquering them actually brought for us as a whole, is the balancing of the scales, fairness, judgment, the judgment of Jesus, which will be fair to all. We're really being asked to, it's not just the out with the old and with the new. We're being asked to allow the old to leave, be thankful, grateful for it, understand that that old really did give you your empress strength, okay? Getting through those shadows gave you this empress strength, and now with this strength you can help others get through their shadows. And we're hitting our targets every single time. We are the master of the arrows. Our intentions, if our intentions are good, directed with love and fully trusting and faith in the divine and your guidance, detaching from any physical expectation, automatically you're going to hit that target. It's not the want to hit the target, it's the knowing that you're hitting that target. And when we become to master that, that's when we get the keeper of scales. Fairness, balance, scales, 38, 3 and 8, teachers and twins. I gotta leave here in a little bit to go do. It's so cute too. So I went to look up the Reiki session, and it was called Grandma's Cottage or something. It's so close to my house, and I was laughing. I was like, that is the cutest name. So I call this woman, and I'm asking her, what type of healings does she do? What in Reiki does she do? And what are her sessions and pricing and all this? And she lets me know that, unfortunately she's moving and she's not, I guess, not accepting anybody at this time. So I was like, thank you for taking my phone call. And I hung up. Little did I know how very much Gabriel, that's funny. Um, he told me I was getting angel numbers. I can't remember exactly what number. It was the day before, Monday night. I was being told that I would be doing something for my health, for my, my inner health, okay? And that's just balancing, making sure everything's balanced, feeling these energies, making sure I'm understanding them, and the direction in which I'm being pointed. And it's just, it is really helpful, the chakra work. And so I was being told, like, this is what I needed to do. The lady hung up and she actually called me back. And she called me back like 2 minutes later. And then she told me, you know what, if you don't mind, I do boxes, but you can come by, tomorrow for an hour session. And that's fine. And I was like, as long as I'm not being an interference, I don't want to be an interference. It's fine. It's not like an emergency. It's not like, I could figure out my own chakra work if I need to, but I was really being led to kind of just seek somebody in the expertise that, sometimes we all need somebody to kind of help us on our way and get you back into clear, balanced focus, and so you can see the direction being given to you by the universe. So that's how it's kind of going, is this energy. We're kind of feeling this chaotic and maybe crying, sadness, all coming up. Okay, so obviously this is clearing that we're doing, karmic clearing, our own, and then that for the divine as we are one, or divine masculine as we are one. But while we are going through this karmic clearing, whatever you can do to make the process smoother and easier and more comprehensible to you, it's really good. So if anybody is going through that, maybe a Reiki session or I don't readings are amazing, yes, and they give clear direction or confirmation to the direction you've already been given. But when it comes to chakra work, it's separate. It is separate. These are different focal points that must be given attention and being nurtured. And it's not all about the divine telling you what to do. You do have to help them, and clearing our chakras and really understanding why they're telling us about our chakras and stuff. Record keeper. Is why they are doing this. So we have to help them out on that. We have to remember we are the record keepers. We do have secrets and I want to say mysteries, and so to say, within our being. The more balanced you are, the more able you are able to receive the information and downloads. I believe that sometimes we get downloads, but until we are balanced and aligned, we can't truly fully understand them all. So I know personally the divine is really calling us forth to do our work, like healing work to help heal. And however you do this, I don't know whether you do Reiki, whatever you're doing, you have to try to get there because It's not until we are really fully doing our mission work, and that's when we're aligned, when we're doing our true authentic work. And it takes a while to get there. It does, but we have to remember that we're here to help them out, as we are the record keepers. All right, another chakra to help us go through this karmic clearing, please. All right, base chakra. I want to say the base chakra is the same as the root chakra, but I'm going to read the book on this one. But it's funny because we got 4 on the record keeper. I see that. Number 4, so always the angels. And we are our physicality, our whole being is changing. So we have to keep up on the changes. You can't walking this twin walk, saying we're divine feminines, but not physically taking care of our bodies, what we put in it, but also what we're how we are expanding our chakras. How are we getting to know our spiritual spirit, our spirit, okay? That is connected to our human physicality. Yeah, you nurture your body, by putting food and water in it. You are to nurture your spirit by understanding it. And if you are doing your work, as best as you can, you will know when you need like chakra work. Like I knew this yesterday. I've never picked up the phone and actually called the Reiki person. Like, listen, and I told her, she's like, I could help you with your blockages. I'm like, well, that's why I'm calling. Like, I already know what you can do for me. I have blockages, lady. I need some help. I've been trying to do it on my own. Clearly, I need some outside help. The angels are directing me to get some outside help, which is okay. And here I am. And then it was just amazing that I'm going to Grandma's cottage right now to get some. And this woman, she had the perfect name. And it's funny because my great grandma Anna has really been a big part of this whole awakening. And it's just, it was the cutest name ever. Like the lady got my business just by her name. I didn't want anybody else. I wanted Grandma. Like, you got some cookies and milk for me afterwards? That would be amazing. Ain't nothing better than a grandma. I will say that. I loved my grandmas. Grandmas are the shit. One day I might be a grandma. Who knows? I only have one daughter, so hopefully, maybe I will be a grandma. I'll be an amazing grandma. I always thought grandmas would be cool. It'd be cool to be grandparents. Parents, you got to pay for them and take care of them. It's like the grandparents get all the fun, for real. So if you're a parent, it's like grandparents is something that, no wonder why they're so cool, Grandmas are always cool, but they weren't that cool when they were the moms. I've heard stories about my grandma, and I'm like, dude, my grandma would never do that. Like, she would never, but yeah, she would, but it's funny. Just how different they are when they're raising the children the first time, and like when they finally learned, it's like, just let the kids be kids, because you'll drive yourself nuts trying to change them, Unfortunately, we don't remember that until 2018, where now more of us are becoming parents who kind of understand that, the spiritual aspect of our children. I'm just trying to find this book really quick. Okay. Oh, and my leg fell asleep. So the base chakra. Primal force, fertility, abundance. Deep within the red dirt of earth lies the root of our guardian trees, the ancestors of this land. The base chakra mandala brings you grounding energy, and that's true. I did hear a reader earlier today, and she said something about the root chakra. I think I may be the root chakra, but I'm more right now. I know my sacral chakra, my heart chakra was expanding with like last week. It definitely was, but I'm gonna have to gear towards like my, maybe just definitely my sacral chakra. I already know that for sure, that I need, something's going on there. I was being shown that too, like that's where the light is coming out, and I will be making a video as far as what the guy was showing me, exactly the mirroring and like the angling of light and what it's reflecting as far as our inner growth and us becoming a smooth surface. So it's perfectly light. Like when light bounces off a mirror, it's like perfectly angled and it's just one beam. When it hits like rough things, it turns into many particles and it like separates, right? And this is like explaining the oneness, and but we're not going to go too deep into it. But it was kind of cool. I'm not a person that really likes. Not that I don't like science. I'm not saying that. I was just never. It's just not my thing. I like to write. I like to read. I like to talk. I like to talk to the divine. When it comes to like everything else, I mean, I don't know. Just not where my spirit lies. But some of it is really cool. This mandala reminds you of the importance of grounding your eccentric self deep within the earth. You now call home. The tall ones are guiding you to remember that a tree without deep roots will not flourish, as it is will be in survival mode. Okay, I have to go back to that because I did say that. As far as this healing, this karmic coming up, we have to make sure, divine feminine, you have went to the root of all issues, root of all problems. If you have yet to go to the root of it all, you know, because it does, it's an onion, keeps coming back up, up, blah, blah, blah. So now we're like at the end of it, like all, okay? So now it's like the root of all these problems are being taken care of. Your loose ends tied up, okay? But if you are, well, it's the DM going their stuff through their stuff, and I'm just taking on the DM's karmic clearing right now, and that's why I don't feel good. Okay, yes and no. Yes, the DMs are clearing their karma. Yes, they are really doing this, and yes, it will affect you. But there's still something you need to clear. There's still something that you need to clear. That is a small part of what they're clearing right now. And I gave an example earlier, so I won't go too much deep into that. So just make sure that we're totally being honest with ourselves, and if you do need some healing work, you know, get it done. It will just make it smoother. Because if you think it's all the DM and you're going to think you're taking, because the energies are strong. And if you're thinking it's all the DM clearing and you're just got to allow the energies to rush through your body, no, there's work. You're supposed to be doing some type of work. Especially if you're feeling tired, real tired. That's why I called this lady too, because I was so tired. I'm like, dude, I have been tired for the last week and a half. This is not normal. Like, I know I get tired from the energies, and I know, yeah, and I'll have like 1, 2, maybe 3 days straight. But then I get a good win. Like, it's not normal for me to be tired for a week and a half, straight tired. And then it kind of goes into like depression. I don't really believe in depression. I understand it's the energies and shit. Not that I don't believe in depression. I don't resonate with that anymore because of the spiritual growth that I have done. Yes, many people go through depression. Yes, being tired is a sign of depression. Yes, the DM can be really sad, releasing shit, and you're feeling it, and that's why you feel this depressive state, even though there's nothing around you that's making you feel this way. You know, that's when you know, like, everything around you fine, and what the hell's going on? But you have to understand too. How do you help? How you can't just sit in that state. You can't just, yeah, you're trying to help them. You're allowing the energies to flow through you. But if they're not flowing and leaving, like releasing, then it's because you're being called to kind of help release that. Whether it's for your divine masculine, because you have to remember these things. These root issues are that you both have them. And as much as work as we've done, now we're being called to do the root of it all, the last of it. That's kind of what's going on with the old, new, and why I said the universe was not putting up with our shit. They will kick our asses into gear. And I mean, they will make things happen to make you move. So don't make them do that. Personally, I've done my shadows. I'm not trying to make the divine push my ass into some deep shit. I don't want that anymore. I know how they get down. They do not mess around, and I am so done. I'm whatever. ties I need to tie, I'm here to do. So should you. The same is true for everyone. The energy of surviving no longer serves you. And that's true. Like I said, we're on understanding our spiritual life. It's not about this physical world. Doing laundry, cooking dishes, blah, 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 where you're so caught up in this physical distraction from what you're really here to do. All of that is a distraction. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm not saying don't clean and become dirty. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, like Michael was telling me, just organize it better. You know, don't make sure like clean really good on a Saturday and just like straighten up, you know, every other day or whatever you want to do. You don't need to you need to set time for your mission work, for your healing work, for your own healing. Conscious time, like every single day. 2 hours, whatever, however, but you need to be doing it. Because that's what's gonna help you get to the root of the problem and have it be gone finally. We're not surviving as daughters, we are thriving. So if we are in this survivor mode, this still programmed, mundane mode, we need to work on our base chakras a little bit to get us rooted back into our ancestors, back into who we are as the record keepers, back into our understanding that we too are divine, that we too are the angels walking upon this earth. And where we shoot our intentions is where they go. Ground ourselves in that knowing and we will soar. The energy of surviving no longer serves you. As you anchor deeper, as you anchor deeper and embrace your physical foundation, you will find joy in welcoming the thriving energy that comes from being grounded. The deeper the roots, the higher the climb, and the stronger the foundation too. The greater the view. Surrender to the gift of your human self. Energy of the base chakra mandala brings you back to your physical self. Be present. Know that you are safe and feel the love you have for yourself and your journey on this plane. This mandala will remove fear and stress from within your life and return you to balance. Exactly. So because they are making us like feel out of balance. I'm telling you, yesterday I was feeling that shit like on pressure. Like I haven't felt so out of balance in so long, and this journey is not easy, but yesterday I was like, what the hell is going on? And it's been like the whole week and a half, but yesterday that's where I decided like I need yes, my divine team was even guiding me to like ask for help. Go get some help to intervene and get your chakras in together because I need to be strong to help others understand what the fuck is going on. I even talked to my girlfriend yesterday. She was telling me for the last like week, 2 weeks, she's been crying. She's like, I don't know what's wrong with me. And I told her, well, the energies are just like that right now. Like all the readers are saying it. Everybody's saying, oh, you know, she's going through a lot of shit. I already told her. I was telling her, like that's exactly how I've been. She's like, nothing's really going on, but yet I feel so like hectic, chaotic, and that's how I've been feeling too. And I'm like, exactly right. So there's a lot of karma being cleared, and that's not just for twins though. Like that's happening to a lot of people, but because of us being a divine feminine, we understand what's going on. This is where we come in to help people, you know, gain this understanding. And we can't really help others if we're not participating in our own spiritual health, you know, because that's really what it is. We are to maintain our understanding of body and spirit, and that we have to nurture and have both functioning at its highest and best, you know, because they are separate but yet one. So we have to treat it separately in a sense, you know. People forget to do that on this journey. I really was not, I mean, I'm just like past 6 months have I really been getting into my chakras and understanding it, you know? And once you begin to understand it, you're like, oh my goodness. The first chakra work I had, well, this is my second. I could feel it was just but that's how I am. I like yoga, everything. That's how I like began almost. Too is like yoga. Like they tell you feel the energy going down here. I can feel that shit instantly. You know. I remember in the beginning of my journey, like I didn't know if that was just me. Does everybody feel that? Like when the lady tells you, "Oh, feel your energy go to your feet," and boom, there it is. That's when you start knowing it. Like no shit. Like energy really does, and it's listening because we're all connected. So you tell the energy to move, you feel that, you know. And as long as you're not a really blocked individual, you can feel it. All right, let's end this video. So strengthen divine feminines. Understand we're being pressured right now, but just to be our full blown and our full blown queen status for real. And then rooting ourselves in that acknowledgement and walking in that fiercely and helping the divine to do whatever we need to always be in that position. Okay. Last card for the divine feminine. Goddess positioning that she should be flowing in. Help her get through these karmic clearings that are going on. She really wanted. Okay, so the crossroads, which is 13. And it's, what is this? Heat. But she's also, this is also representing the Trinity. Okay, so the three-headed goddess. I believe Heat is her in the Greek. But within the South, her name is, some people call her Bridget, some call her Begrad. I can't. My pronunciation sucks, so I'm not even going to try. We're going to read this one, though. So, Greek, no, that's not the 13. Ancient Greek temple goddess Hecate is the queen of the three-way crossroads. The three life phases of crown, mother, and maiden are depicted in her three faces. She holds the key, unlocking mysteries, the sword, cutting through illusion, and torch, enlightenment. Okay, so you have to remember, you guys, this is representation of divine feminine as a whole. We hold so many different aspects of ourselves, which brings about the strength that we truly carry and walk in. We have the key to unlock the mystery, so we are not only we are the truth seekers, we are the solvers. This is why we're the forerunners. The sword, cutting through illusions. We cut through the illusions. We cut through bullshit. You're still walking on this divine path because you have the strength to understand what God is showing you is correct, and your divine counterpart, no matter what they played in the 3D in your life, you still understand their positioning, and you walk in the strength of a daughter knowing that. You're in your knowing because it was told to you by the divine. And so no matter what false depictions play out within your reality, it's not going to really steer you off path or change what's in your heart because you already know the truth. And then the torch of enlightenment. And because we walk in that truth, we become enlightened beings. We hold the torch of enlightenment, and we are here to enlighten. And we should be all three of these walking within our strength, connected to the strength of one at all times. Hecate is protected by her rope, which safely connects her to other realms. She is associated with the dark side of the moon and the shadow self. And that's funny because we already got the Shadow Queen. The three crossroads are symbolic of choices relating to your past. Where are you now, and your future, where are you going? Hecate reminds you to look in every direction when making important choices. You must look honestly at everything, including what you don't like to see. Shadow selves. If you guys haven't gone there, it's time to go. Often it's not what, this is why you've been called to talk about this shadow shit. Often it's not what you choose that matters, it's why you chose that matters. And I'm just kidding with the shadow shit. I just know it's hard. It's hard. It's not easy. But I know that. So I guess if I am here to help people go through their shadow aspects of themselves, I am more than willing to do so. Because if I don't do it, then I'm not being authentically true to my mission, my guidance, my direction, and I would not, I have to, as I advise through spirit, I have to also take that advisory as well. So on that note, I was looking for the cards that I already pulled. Did I put them back already? Because I was going to read the Shadow Queen, but I can read that anyway. So that Shadow Queen that we got earlier was from Wisdom of Hidden Realms, which it's funny because both cards connected to one another. Love how they do that. And was it 30? What's that one? Oh, the Keeper Scales. Where's the Shadow Queen? 16. So the Shadow Queen. The Shadow Queen tells you that too many details hidden behind your circumstances prevent you from moving forward quickly. Okay, and so the Shadow Queen came after the Strength card. I'm sorry, guys, I moved the cards and I can't see where did I put them. It'd be easier to talk with them. I don't know where I just want them. Okay, so I'm just trying to connect everything. I really gotta go back. The Shadow Queen, that's okay, I'm gonna finish it. The Shadow Queen tells you that too many of the details have been hidden behind your circumstances, prevent you from moving forward quickly at this time. Right. If you're not dealing with your shadow work, ladies, understand you're gonna think this clearing is going to take forever, which like taking you in a dark night of soul, making you stagnant in these energies, making you feel like this is your end all be all, and you've been on the spiritual walk and all this bad shit is happening to you. Well, this is just a little warning. um if you work with your shadows, get them through, ask them for help, understand that they go walk with you. Call on your angels. Let Michael know. Listen, okay, whatever I need to see, whatever I need to deal with, walk with me, show me. I mean, whoever you're calling on, first pray about it, and then ask God to allow the angel, whatever angel wants to come up and help you with this work. You shall be able to get some type of direction for yourself if you're truly trusting. She has come with a lantern to help shed light on what is concealed within you or your situation. This is time to wait. This is the time to wait for more to be revealed. Perhaps you lack clarity in the knowledge of how to proceed with the subject of your inquiry. It is time to educate yourself a little more about your intention and then put that information to work for you. The Shadow Queen asks that you dig deep to gain strength, which was the card that came before her, and that you have the courage to ask someone in the know to shed light on your circumstances, just like I had to. I had to go get somebody who is knowledgeable within Reiki chakras to kind of give me a little bit of assistance to bring some balancing out, and to kind of enlighten me of where I should be, my focal point should be on, and where my work should be within my own healing work, to shed light on your circumstances. She promises to send that person to you. Be aware of moving too quickly in the dark, as you will likely trip and fall and have to start again. And that's the truth. That's why I don't mind helping people into that are in the darkness, into the shadows. I just, I know to pull myself out because I don't want to do that repeat over and over and over again until I'm ready to learn. Because you will have to. It's repetitive. It's repetitive. If you don't want to take the time to, they will keep on handing you it. I am loved by life. We're gonna leave it at that. Divine Feminine, one more little. We'll do this one. I am grateful for everything. Okay. So if you're walking in your goddess strength every single day, you know that you're loved by life, by the universe, by the divine, and you are thankful for every single thing that they give you. There's no disaster that will come upon you because you're walking correctly. It's about, and it's not that I don't want to say correctly, like there's a wrong way to walk, but you're walking authentically and you're going to your guides to get direction and guidance, correct direction and guidance, which will lead you correctly. Okay. That's it. It's not about us doing anything correct. It's about us just taking the steps to go get the direct divine correction and direction. On that note, much love. I'm gonna go to grandma's house and get some healing.